Tony Flexen here for Seconds Out with our old friend John Rawling, the voice, of course, of BT Sport Boxing. John, we're here to announce a very exciting fight for the vacant British heavyweight title between Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman, a fight that's been talked about for a long time. And I think most people thought it'd come a bit later, maybe the end of the year, early next year. Is it a bonus, really, for fans that it's come so early?
Well, I think it's a great fight, Danny. I think it's got all the ingredients, and I think it's genuinely one which fans will look forward to seeing. Daniel Dubois with his power, his physique. Nathan Gorman, perhaps a more slippery boxer, and it's the boxer against the puncher, and who's going to prevail? I don't know. And it's on the face of it, one of the best British title fights that we've had for a long time.
You've got Joe Joyce obviously in the mix. Originally it was mandated for Joyce to fight Dubois for the British title, but do you think it's kind of all worked out for the best? Joyce has been fighting at higher levels. He may now challenge for the European, for example.
Well, it's got to be good for British boxing, hasn't it? I think ultimately whoever wins between Dubois and Gorman is going to be in a stronger position. Whoever loses that fight is by no means going to be out of the mix. And Joe Joyce is clearly a massive part of that. Joe's got to beat Ustinov first of all on the Stevenage bill. If he comes through that, then there's talk of him going for the European title, or maybe even the WBA regular title held by Shah. So there are a lot of options out there. There's talk of other fighters as well. Povetkin's in the mix, maybe even Derek Chisora. So we will see, but it's got to be good for British boxing. And I think the whole heavyweight scene at the moment is more exciting than it's been for a long time.
Do you think this is the best British heavyweight title fight since, I guess, Joshua Whyte?
Joshua Whyte was wild, wasn't it? And going back, I've got a long enough memory to remember Gary Mason and Lennox Lewis, which was pretty special. On paper, you never know what's going to happen on the night, but on paper, Danny, it does look like a really good fight, and I look forward to it. 13th of July at the O2, and I'm sure that fans will go for it. And if Joe manages to come through against Ustinov, he gets on that bill as well against a big name opponent. You're looking at a very, very tasty night of boxing.
And you said you don't know who's going to win the fight between Dubois and Gorman, but what type of fight do you expect? Will it be kind of a boxing match, or will it be more of a brawl, do you think?
Well, I think it's in Nathan Gorman's interests to try and make it a boxing match. I think he's the slicker mover. Whether he can out-jab Dubois, I'm not too sure. I think he's probably got better footwork, and he's a looser sort of fighter. Anybody would be able to see that. Dubois probably has the edge in power. The one time he struggled was against Kevin Johnson, who's one of the great survivors of the sport, isn't he? He's difficult to get to, difficult to put away. I think Daniel's got the edge in power, but can he get to Nathan Gorman? And similarly, can Nathan Gorman keep Daniel Dubois off potentially for 12 rounds? He'll say, I've got the power to stop him. Well, we'll see. It's got all the makings of a very interesting fight.
Given how far the two have already progressed, do you see the winner staying at British title level and trying to keep that Lonsdale belt, or do you think this is a springboard to bigger and better things?
I think it's a springboard. I think whoever wins it will be moving on eventually, I think probably before the end of the year, on to higher things. And the fact that Joe Joyce is part of the promotional stable now, he's clearly going to be looking for people to fight. And I think Joyce against either Nathan Gorman or Daniel Dubois, possibly by the end of the year, is going to be a very big fight indeed.
Especially if Joyce manages to pick up, say, the European title or the WBA regular in the meantime.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about making it meaningful. And if he does pick up the European title, then you've got a British title and a European title. You could potentially have two belts at stake.
So with the Josh Warrington-Kid Galahad fight obviously coming next month, you've got Stevenage this month, of course, and then Dubois, Gorman and Joyce in July. It's pretty exciting times for boxing on BT Sport, would you agree?
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Not bad. We've got some, and there's a bloke called Fury fighting as well, over in America, in Las Vegas on the 15th. So yeah, it's exciting times, and it's great to be a part of it. I think British boxing altogether is in a probably as healthy a state, if not a better state, than any time in my years being in it. And I think, so far as BT viewers are concerned, I think they're seeing some fantastic action, and I'm really looking forward to the next 2 or 3 months, because it's going to be special.
Brilliant. Well, John, we thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing what happens in July.
Good stuff.
Thanks, John.